Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Luis Ortega from Excel Marketing. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you on how to write cold email scripts that actually converts. And I'm going to do this with integrations of AI. So let's go ahead and check it out. With this tool, I have created a tool that will help us write cold emails scripts that actually converts. So I was able to input my experience into it and prompt it in a way where if you tell them two things, what you sell and who you sell it to, it's going to write you a script. Let's test it out. From writing a simple email scripts to custom ones that you may have some variables that you could also use. Let's try it out. I will be selling, say, lead generation services to accounting firms. So what I told here is the more context that you give me, the better output I write. Okay, so if you're doing that has employees, primarily to the decision makers. All right, let's see how it goes. There you go. It identifies the problem. Second thing is you're the solution to their problem, right? So here are the three cold email variants. Let's see how it did. Hey, first name. Hey, Louis, are you currently doing anything to bring in new business outside of referrals? We help accounting firms. There we go. I would even use this for sure. Let's see email two, a quick one. Do you have a repeatable way to bring in new clients after a month? So in this case, I would just adjust it. So I would assume since they are a 50 to 100 client already that they have a repeatable way. But what I would say is instead of assuming that they don't have it yet, well, assume that they already do. And assume that do you want more on top of what you're already getting? Because it's like praising you that, hey, I know that your business is already working. Do you want more? Another source maybe? We could provide you with another source. We could be that, right? So that's the only thing that I would change here. No hiring. Yep. Completely. I don't like this. I would turn this into a question instead. So here's the point, right? So we were able to identify different pain points that we're trying to test out, but it still has like some sort of adjustment that you have to make depending on the tonality that you're trying to speak. This ChatGPT bot will help you guide to format it already, but you should know your audience first. You have to do some research into it so that way ChatGPT can provide the frameworks already, and then all you got to do is adjust it based on your expertise, right? Because I know how to position my offer better. So let's do this. Let's try to revise it. On email 2, we're just offering to provide another source of leads to bring in new clients. Turn into a question, curiosity, question based. That it has to state why we're reaching out to them. Let's see how this goes. All right. And another thing that you could do, what I like to test is different or using spin tags in my call to action. So for call to action, right? So you need to have you want to focus on one variable each time when you're testing out, so that I know what clearly works. So for example, okay, I'm testing out the variable if reaching out to accounting firms using a longer sent structured email versus a short and direct email. Should I give them more context or straight to the point? That's the only variable that I'm testing. Which in this case, what I could do is test out the call to action. Do they respond more if I offer them a free lead? Do they respond more if I offer them a marketing sample plan? This will be depending on your offer. So what is your offer? Are you providing accounting services? Maybe I'll work for them already, and they're my client. So how can I position their accounting firms uh, into testing out multiple variables? So what I could do is test out the call to action. Can they do a free audit? Do they have a maybe like a quick questionnaire that will automatically give them like a report samples? So like any lead magnet that you could test out. But the tip there is test one variable so that you clearly see what works and what doesn't. Let's go back. All right. Sounds like you've already got a solid system. Are you open to exploring? I would add more personalization to it, because like I would revise this more. Let's see if the email tree would be good. There we go. I like this better. Yep. Yep. So I could even do just the email 1 and 2, right? So, and then lastly, you also have like a follow-up right here. There we go. So just, so it will help you generate that and like a follow-up. And then the only thing you have to do is apply it, adjust it. And then another one would be, well, what if you have custom variables in enrichment, right? So what we could do is, I told on the ChatGPT bot that the more context that you give them, the better output it can give. So let's try to do the same prompt, but have custom variables to it that ChatGPT can play around with. Okay, so let's see. So let's say if they have a specific service. That I can mention. Let's say this one. This is a famous. This the prospect is from. All right, there we go. So I have custom variables right here. Say for example that you were able to enrich them. You can use tools like Clay to do this. So if you told like Claygen, hey Claygen, I want you to go to their website and tell me what specific service they provide, right? Location, I always use this like a famous restaurant PS line. So if you're in LA and I tell you, hey, notice you're based in LA. Ever been to Nobu? Heard it's a local favorite, right? So like it's just a PS line to know that I really did my research and competitor. So I could also research your top competitors and then mention it on the email. I heard that Nike is also doing cold email, right? Like something like that. So let's try it and see what the output would give us. Okay. All right. So let's see what it gave us. Perfect. Um, Adding these custom variables. Let's see the email one. Hey, first name, are you exploring new ways to grow your tax deduction or tax service work at Axello accounting firm? We have accounting firms generate more qualified leads. Okay. We recently noticed it's doing something similar. Just thought you might want to approach it. Yep, there we go. So what I would even do is change the subject line to something like this, right? Instead of the subject line, which is boring, what I would even do is this subject line. Um, Company name versus competitor. There we go, right? So, because we know that, um, imagine this, right? You are maybe the VP of sales of Nike, and then I emailed you something like Nike versus Adidas. I know Nike is too big, but just imagine you're at the 50 to 100 employee count level, right? So you'll be curious to know what's inside of that email. So that could be a good thing too. Let's see the second one. So I revised this. So let's go over the revised one afterwards. Hey, first name, have you thought about? Yep, I'm reaching out because we help establish firms like, yep, attract more ideal tax service clients with done for you outreach. There we go. I would even use that. Yeah, this is pretty good. The only tip though, so if you're doing AI stuff, so don't try to avoid using this as much as possible. There are still industries that they're not familiar with, they're not very sophisticated with AI yet, but I'm telling you, I could easily spot if a email is written from an AI just by noticing this. So try to delete that. AI likes to use that a lot. I don't. Just try to remove that at all. Yeah. And then let's do the revised email version 2. Notice that Excel marketing accounting firm seems to have a 30% around tax services. There we go. Looks like, would you be open to testing a second channel? There we go, right? It's like we notice something, so it seems that something, would you be open to another thing, right? So like we're trying to connect the patterns there. And this would only work if they really are like have an established brand. So like if they're a small company, that might be a strong signal that they haven't gotten one yet. But I truly believe with like accounting firms, even like with small clients can have, with like small company size doesn't matter too, because sometimes they have multiple clients with that one. So there we go. So my point here is this. So try to provide as much context as possible to the GPT bot. I'm gonna provide it everything on the link, it's the description. Try to use it, try to play around with it, and then this will not completely replace the script writing. You still have to do your research. If it's not making sense in terms of tonality, try to revise it. But this will definitely help you. This will save you a lot of time. It will give you a framework, and then just be the expert still. Don't let the AI do it on its own. Just be the expert still, and then you know your offer better than the AI. So, or might not if you're new to it, right? But try to see if it makes sense. What I like to do on my head too is, okay, what if I'm the accounting firm? Is this something that I would respond to? What are the objections that I would receive? Immediately think of, right? So like having that, put your put your position in their shoes. If you were to receive this, what would you do? Okay. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Please comment down below if you have any questions or suggestions for the next coming videos. So let me know, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much.